Hello, good day. Hope everybody's having a good time. Happy Halloween this weekend. Have some fun, I guess, if you can. So I've been working on this thing for the last couple weeks. It's the stabilization daemon. So as I mentioned previously, that it's sort of a layer between the terminuses and the end user. So it's a daemon that lives in the middle. It takes money connections from the terminuses, and then it incorporates price feeds, so it knows what the exchange rate is, and then it presents upwards a stable value that's stable in the fiat currency. We're going to go through that here. First of all, important to disclaim is, you can still connect directly to the terminus in Bitcoin. So you can use native Bitcoin if you want to self-host your own stuff and run your life entirely in Bitcoin. This is not taking that away from you, but we do want to, in the name of user interface friendliness, to kind of make something that's a little more normie friendly. Normies don't know what Bitcoin is. Ideally, we'd like them to be able to use Bitcoin even if they don't know what it is. So, like, can we build something in a way such that we're hiding the fact that they're using Bitcoin? So that's kind of the motivation here, and that's Stable D. Stable D, it's running, the actual process is running here. You can see it's polling Kraken to get new prices every couple seconds. But it's unconfigured right now. So the first thing, I need to connect assets. So for it to function, it needs to be connected to actual money on the back end, which is the terminus. So I'm just going to give it 2. So I guess the way it's constructed, back to this picture briefly, is the terminuses, they go into this asset pool. So anytime an invoice needs to be created or paid, it needs to select one of these accounts. And then, of course, these could be from multiple terminuses. So if you have some sort of multiple nodes on your company's back end or something like that, you could put some logic if you wanted to select which account to pay and receive out of. That's a necessary part of it, but not particularly interesting. So if I just do get info again, it has connections, it has assets. The Bitcoin symbol is not displaying properly in the terminal, but there's about 1,000 sats each. So I should be able to then create a stable account. Create stable is what I called it. So I can go 10 euros, and that will create an account for 10 euros. So it'll show an account. Now I don't have any connections yet, so I got to rendezvous that account with the wallet. So here we go. Stable CLI connect account 0 and give it that beacon, and now we're connected. So that 10 euros is then advertised to this wallet, and so then we're showing that euro amount up there. Now I did put a hover over here such that you can see what the underlying Satoshi value is. As far as the Satoshis ideally are not on the user interface prominently. Of course, they're needed for the software to orchestrate the payment, to be able to reason about it. So they're advertised, but it's flagged that this is meant to be stable as $10 in euros. And then on the terminal, there's pings going by, but you can still see that there's euros there are getting updated. And then what that looks like in the browser, so there's a few messages, they come every update. It's just updating the amount of millisatoshis that 10 euros is stable to. So one just came there. So the price is fluctuating a bit. So the satoshis available are fluctuating, but it's going to remain stable on the display there. Okay, so likewise, for the seller, I have a second host set up. I have this already configured for GBP, so there's an account. I just did the same, but for 10 GBP. So that's what I'm going to connect the seller to. So he gets 10 GBPs, which is the same thing. So the amount of satoshis that's equivalent to now, that's 80. They're actually fairly almost equivalent currencies. So what I'm going to do when I open this store, I'm going to just put 10 so we can. So I added the ability for the seller to specify the price in their currency. And of course, it's not good UI. This is just very much a demo. But they can set the price, and that's what gets advertised. So actually, I'm going to get these connected. So these guys are going to connect. So yeah, we can advertise how many euros are made available to this app. So these guys are connected, but the store is not open. So as I mentioned, so the hello operation is going to be 1 cent or 1 pence, I believe, in GBP. To get the time is going to be 2, and opinion is going to be 10, just so I can show, yeah, opinion, when you do the conversion, it's in euros. So, roughly, of course, I don't have enough decimal places to actually show the difference. So, but here you can see it in the 11 cents in euros, or whatever they're called in euros. So this is illustrative of that. If you have two ends, a buyer and a seller, and a buyer has their preferred currency, which in this case is euro, and the seller has their preferred currency, which is GBP. That's in fact irrelevant to the buyer what the seller's currency is that the socket connection tells how many Satoshis it is, and then that can be interpreted in whatever the user's preferred currency is. So I'm going to kick off the hello there. So there, it in the background there, requested a bolt 11. It passed it back to the stable D, which chose sync here, an asset pool. Why is that one stuck? Okay, that was just frozen. Okay. So yeah, it passed it back to the terminus. The terminus paid it, and then it propagated upwards that this wallet got deducted by 1 cent euro, and then this one got incremented by 1 GBP. So the millisatoshis changed hands over the Lightning Network, but then the accounting got done in euros and GBP on the two different stable daemons. So get the timestamp. So we just bought the time. Likewise, that was 2. Let's find the opinion, which did not go through. So actually, I might have run out of Satoshis. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't go through. It could be, yeah. Well, it worked for those two. So things are a bit wonky because the mempools up there, I have very, very small channels, so sometimes they're not working so well. So just ignore the fact that didn't work. It worked for the hello, it worked for the time, and I'll have to go figure out why that is. And actually, I got to rebuild my channels on these couple nodes that I'm using. Okay, so we're transacting in fiat currency. That's cool, but what is a currency is sort of then the next question you have to ask. And so there's sort of notions of different types of assets that maybe you could start transacting in. We're not limited to world currencies. We could do it really in any sort of currency that we wish. So I have that built in, so I can do create pegged. I can define a pegged asset, and I have here a coffee emoji. So I'm going to give it the symbol of a coffee, which doesn't show up on the terminal there. I'm going to call it a coffee, and I'm going to give it 10 cents Canadian as its pegged rate. So I can create pegged. Now that worked, even though it said none. Yeah, right here, pegged rate, coffee CAD is that, and then it translated what a coffee per Bitcoin and Bitcoin per coffee rate is. So it has that available. So then we can then create an account of 10 coffee, create stable 10 coffee. So it created account 1, which has 10 coffees in it, and then we can go connect account 1. I'll get the beacon, copy that guy, just got to pull it off the clipboard, and now we're connected. And so in place of the currency symbol, I've been using the coffee emoji here, so it's an amount in coffee. And likewise on this other guy, I got a candy emoji. I go candy 1 GBP. Stable 10 100 candy. Connect account 2. I'm going to copy that. I just got to pull it off the clipboard and then connect. And then, yeah, likewise, this guy has candy in his account. So I can... Oops. So this guy has his prices advertised in candy, and those get advertised in coffee, or get presented to the buyer in coffees. So yeah, these assets, as long as, basically anything with a price feed is then able to be able to fit into the system, assuming you have something like StableD there providing the connection. So I'm gonna hopefully, did this work? Okay, that worked. Now I don't know. Okay, the Outlook worked there. So even though it didn't work the first time, yeah. So so that's the demo. We're at almost 12 minutes. So yeah, so this software isn't perfect. It's very rough. When things go wrong, I don't have descriptive errors or anything like that. So I think what I'm finding is I've kind of hit the limit of like how much I can get of these particular demo apps. So I think I need to actually build a real wallet and then think about sort of a more elaborate demo that's a little more real world. I think I'm in pretty good shape in that this has been useful in fleshing out the skeleton of how, what Moneysocket is and how it behaves. But I think I need to work on refining these guys into something a little more exciting, and then getting that those bits of necessary flesh on the skeleton, like good errors. Like if a payment fails, you want to know why the payment fails and like at what error, and hopefully it's meaningful, and these kind of things. And then yeah, like I'm not dealing with the routing fees very well in these payments, so I think that money just doesn't get accounted for in some of these layers. So that kind of sucks. It needs to get fixed. And then yeah, just getting these libraries out into a place where you can npm install them for if you want to make your own buyer and seller, or if you want to create your own wallet or whatever, to get those libraries available as they're intended. I think that's going to be a push in the near future. And then yeah, I'm probably gonna, before I even start on those big items, I'd probably just want to clean up what I've built here. There's a lot of cosmetic stuff in the Moneysocket library that, now that I've worked with it, I kind of have some ideas on how to make it cosmetically better, such that it makes more sense for an app developer who's coming along. So anyway, that's cool. Oh yeah, and the very last thing I'll mention is, yeah, this demo, like this stable wallet concept, I think is pretty important. So I might spend some time maybe on Monday to polish this up a little bit and do like a 2-minute video without the CLI stuff, but to be able to at least demo what a stable wallet is. And at least get that idea, sort of the power of having these socket connections allows two pieces of software to negotiate over Satoshis. I think that's a level up to what's currently going on in Bitcoin and in the Lightning Network. So anyways, thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.